sky, would I grow wings? If I were trapped underwater, would I learn how to breathe? If I fell from...
Welcome to Centered Students. It's good to see you guys again. I'm glad you're tuning in with us, and we're going to continue to do that. We'll be doing this all month long. I'm Chris Dolan. You guys know me. This is Barrett Johnson, one of our campus pastors. Gene Francis, one of our worship pastors.
Yup.
And they're here again to help do some devotionals. Again, we'll do this one together, and then all of us each will do one individually.
Well said, Chris.
Yes, I know, very smooth. And so we're going to be together with you guys all month. So each week, tune in, watch your devotional, and then go and learn more about it. So this week, we are starting off a new series. It's going to be all about Ezra and Nehemiah. Some of you may be saying when I came up against this a couple months ago, we started writing, who are Ezra and Nehemiah?
Sure.
Good question.
It's something about Jerusalem and the walls, and man, it has been an adventure looking through it and exploring these passages. It's just incredible to see how God worked in an empire that has nothing to do with godly principles and godly living. God still brought huge things out of it. So pretty cool stories and pretty awesome coming off of our Women Out Front series and seeing how Esther may have influenced some of the history before this. That's pretty neat too. So we're going to...
Chris, last one was called Women Out Front. What's this one called?
This one is called Walls Go Up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Think about that. Yeah, boom.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll be referencing that later. Barrett's going to unpack some of that for you and what kind of walls we want to build in our lives. So, all right, well, we're going to start with the big truth like we always do, and Barrett's going to bring that to you.
Yeah, Gene, Chris, when we think about the big truth in this series, Walls Go Up, from Nehemiah and Ezra, it really is that God has a large, grand call on each one of your lives, both right now, where you are, and for your entire lives. I mean, we're still experiencing that in our 20s and in our 30s, and it was true for us when we were in middle school and high school, and it's true for you. And so as we look at the stories of Nehemiah and Ezra and the other characters that are in this story, including the king of Persia, Cyrus, we're going to see God moving through people that are specifically gifted, like Nehemiah being a prophet of God for the call at hand, and also God moving through people who might not even know him and certainly aren't gifted for the call at hand. And so he has a call, a grand call on your lives right where you are. And the fact of the matter is that call shouldn't be a burden on you. He doesn't lay everything on you saying, you need to do it all now, but rather he's doing it through you, and you can take comfort and rest assured that he's going to do it through you, because he's done it through the most mighty gifted, and he's done it through the lowliest and those that we wouldn't expect to be able to carry out his call. And so right where you are, in the schools that you attend, on the athletic teams that you play on, in the extracurriculars that you're involved in, and et cetera, he has a call in your life to be a follower of Christ, to be influential in your spheres of influence, and on and on. And so just excited to unpack that with the students this month.
It's a big call. Beat that, Gene.
My section is the gospel connection, and we're going to continue to discuss, well, really, hopefully you guys have learned, if you've been involved in Renolda Student Ministries for even a short time, all of the Bible points towards Jesus Christ and his great works that he did here on earth, and the works that he continues to do through his Holy Spirit and coming in each and every one of our lives. And so we have these really cool stories from the Old Testament that many of us may not have taken the time to look into ourselves, right? I mean, we might not have spent a lot of time thinking about Nehemiah and Ezra, but this is really cool stories about how God used very specific people to do his will. There's a great story in Matthew about a centurion whose child is ill, and he's so desperate, and he comes and finds Jesus, and he says, my child is sick, please, I need something, I need a touch from you. And he says, I'm sure you're such a strong man of God, you can heal him from where you are. And Jesus says, it's your faith, because of your faith, Your child is healed. And so there's this really cool aspect of the story that God really looks at us and he sees us, but he also wants us to put our faith in him. He wants us to come and beckon him and have a conversation, have a relationship with him, more so than just him. Of course, he can do whatever he wants. But it kind of demonstrates, even in these stories, we've got this King Cyrus, this Persian king, who's, according to back then, he was a god king. He was a man, he was a mortal man, but they would, just to elevate his kingship, they would say that they were god kings. And so God uses Cyrus, somebody who is claiming to be a god, who obviously is not in the center of God's will. And he also uses people like Nehemiah and Ezra, people that are pursuing God and people that are in relationship with him. And so I wonder where your faith is at today. I wonder if you are being used by God, or if God is using you in different ways in spite of your relationship with him. Obviously, his will is going to get done, and our prayer and hope for you is to realize God's perfect, great will for you that Barrett was outlining earlier. He's got great things planned for you. He's using you either way, but what we'd like to see is that relationship, that draw to him, and that understanding of what Christ did for you and for me on the cross, and for the faith that he instills in us by that understanding.
Wow, yeah, totally. Man. So we're coming up on this series, Walls Go Up. It's all about Ezra rebuilding the temple, and really King Cyrus, like you said. I mean, God called the king of Persia to rebuild his temple. There's no bigger slap in the face to man's power than to take the emperor of the known world and to say, "You rebuild my temple," and he does it.
Awesome.
And we attribute it to Ezra, but it really is King Cyrus that rebuilt the temple. It's incredible, and he pays for it, and he does. I mean, he gives all the gold back that they took from it when they conquered Israel. And I mean, just incredible story. And then we see the next empire, the greatest empire, Roman Empire, and we see the centurion. Nothing in the Roman Empire could cure his son, and he comes and he stands with Jesus and he has faith in him. And it's the same thing is for you guys today, like Gene said, and like Barrett said. As you go through your day today, what great thing is God calling you to be a part of? Don't miss it. Don't miss it, because he's going to do great things, and it's the matter of, are we doing it with him, or is he doing it in spite of us? So that's the word for today. You guys have a great day, all right?
Stay centered.
Stay centered. Oh, man, that was awesome.
Good job, guys.
Man, I love that.
Little better than Ezra.